And the greatest obstacle, there is lust, there is pride, there is envy, there is greed, there is anger and illusion. There are so many other things. There are Bhaktivinoda Thakur list in 10th canto Bhagavatam. When he is describing each asuras, he mentions how each asura is representing certain conditioning, certain anarthas in our life, which are blockages from going to Krishna. The greatest obstacle, Jadvat Maharaj, one devotee asked, Maharaj said, the greatest obstacle is we are forgetful of Krishna. That is the greatest obstacle. Now, when we are chanting, we want to develop a relationship with Krishna. That is the most important job we have, a task. We want to again revive our relationship, and all other problems which we are facing in this material existence can be solved if we have a relation. Any problem in our life, we should know, because I am away from Krishna, that's why I am unhappy. This is the main reason. Any unhappiness, maybe because of my neighbor, because of my boss, or because of my wife or husband, or because of health, or because so many reasons we have for unhappiness. But the main reason, this is actually the inspiring point for me to join the ashram. When I read first time Prabhupada's book, first book I took in Tirupati, and then I read, of all the book I remembered one important point. Prabhupada writes in that book, you are unhappy because you are away from Krishna. Then I said, yeah. Then previously I used to see some beggars, I used to give some charity. And after reading that point, whenever I used to see beggars, I used to think, oh, this person is suffering because he's away from Krishna. And then immediately I used to think about myself. Even I am suffering because I am away from Krishna. Then I thought, why should I be away from Krishna? Then I decided to leave my job and join ashram. So my colleagues are telling, Are, are you not afraid? I said, Are, already we are so much suffering and we are so much afraid in this world because we are away from Krishna. And why continue like that? Now, when we are chanting, we want to again develop that relation with Krishna. That's why we have to very, very seriously take this chanting of the holy name, because we want to revive that relationship. And relationship comes when relationship means we should be attentive. Say I'm talking to you, say you came to my house, and I want to develop a relation. Then if you are in the hall sitting and I am in my bedroom, I'm doing my things, sleeping, watching TV or something, then you feel, Arey, I came to his house, he's not paying any attention only. That looks like, okay, this person is not interested in me. But when we pay attention, that means when you came and I received you, I welcomed, gave something to drink and I made some nice prasad to eat, then you feel, oh, this person is interested in relation with me. Similarly, when we are chanting, the most important thing is to be attentive. That is the key for chanting. To be attentive. To be attentive to what? To hear. Because Krishna is not different from his holy name. When we are chanting, we should be careful that we don't pay any attention. When we are chanting, oh, this is Krishna directly, and I want to develop a relation with him. That's why I will chant as attentively as possible. For us, we are different from our name. Say somebody chanted our name somewhere, it does not affect us. But for Krishna, it is not like that, because he is absolute, he is non different from his name. And the greatest offense all the offenses starts from neglect. Anybody, if you want to offend in this world, what people do is they, the offense is you just neglect the person, don't pay attention, it's an offense. And this is what happens with us also. When we are chanting, we commit offenses, we are not paying attention to Krishna. And more we are inattentive, more we will be away. Even though we are chanting, we will not get any benefit. And it will be just something external happening. This is the first criteria. So, the point is, I will talk on three different levels. You try to understand. The first point we are discussing is to pay attention, because we want to develop a relationship with Krishna. And more attentive we are, that means The most important thing we all need in our life is only this, to develop relation with Krishna. That is the only thing we all need. And if we are giving priority to this, then when we are chanting, nothing will come in between. We will not remember our job or any other activities in life, because this is priority for me. Oh, I need Krishna. Then then I don't need anything else. And but what about my morning duties, what about my this, what about my that? That will all be taken care by Krishna. I just have to work on my chanting, and remaining things all be done by Krishna only. Then I just have to put some endeavor, but things are done by Krishna only. We can never do any things in this world. Prakrite kriyamanani gunai karmani sarvasha ahankara vimudhatma kartaham iti manyate. This is actually the cause of stress. One time Bhakti Vignan Goswami Maharaj, he came, I took him for uh, professor's session at IIT Hyderabad. So he was giving for professors, and the topic was stress management. And Maharaj took this shloka, Prakrite Kriyamanani Gunai Karma Ahankara Vimudhatma. This is there in the Maharaj site also, where he's saying that the stress is because we think we are the doers, but it is done with better nature. It's very nice lecture. Maybe if somebody has time, they can go through it. Now we are always having this idea that, oh, I am doing. No, it's done by Prakriti. Then what should I do? Especially at the time of chanting, and that is the cause of stress. And especially at the time of chanting, we have this opportunity to understand and get aloof from all these uh, conditionings. Okay, I am the doer, I am the thing. No, no, just focus, just focus, just focus. You tell the mind, okay, everything will wait, just focus, just focus. This is one thing. And now there are some techniques. There are different levels, but just external technique I'll tell one, which is when we are very very disturbed state and not at all able to focus anything. We can use some techniques which are mechanical, but it will help. Say, like, uh, mind is completely not at all focused, and some very heavy incident happened, and maybe somebody went through so much crisis in relationship or whatever. That time to chant, there are certain techniques, like, you just have to tell your mind, okay, I will just hear only 10 mantras of this mala, that's all. Every mala, if you are chanting certain number of rounds, every round I'll hear only first 10 mantras, that's all, not more than that. And if you do it, you tell, okay, first 10 mantras only, now mind will say, okay. And there are many techniques like that. This is one technique which always helps. Every day when you start chanting, you can tell first 10 mantras of each round I am hearing, and after that let the mind goes anywhere. Whenever Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya comes, you say, okay, first 10 mantras, and you can count also, 1 2 3 4 5. And what happens now, after 2 3 rounds of like that, the mind will the mind then you can tell to mind, why don't you hear 20, why don't you hear 30 mantras? And then you can make it hear whole round also. It will not mind. You just have to add 10, 10, 10 to it. Like that. This is an technique, external technique, but it helps. And there is another level of technique which we have to help our mind is being conscious. So I was telling attention. Like, there was a story. It's a novel. One person makes a robot. He names it Adam, and it just looks like a human being. And then he puts some water, and it gets tears also, it sweats also, and then he programs everything nicely and everything properly. And one time what happens is, and everything is doing proper, as a looks like human, doing everything like human being. And one time, this person, he has to help his friend in he's convicted his friend, and to help him get released, he has to speak a lie. And he speaks a lie, and the robot is programmed to follow everything by rules. And then this robot tells to this owner, Adam tells, that you lied. And always is reminding, you lied, you lied. Then he becomes so much irritated. He took a hammer and he broke the robot. And then he asks the owner, the person who created it, did I commit any murder? He said, no, it's a robot. You will not be convicted. But maybe after 10 years, when all these robots become some, then they may convict you or something. No, but the point is here that this robot was able to do everything the human is doing. One thing it cannot do. What they cannot do, it can do everything with the mind. It has some artificial intelligence, but it does not have heart. So chanting is with the heart. This is another important thing. Chanting is not with the mind. We can externally, we can very attentively do attentively, but we need to put our heart also. We need to feel for it, which missions cannot do. We can do. What Lord wants is not external. He wants our heart, because he don't need patram pushpam phalam toyam. Krishna will get all these things: water, leaf, fruit, flower, everything. He will get a very high qualities in the spiritual world. He don't need anything from this material world. It's all third class for compared to what spiritual world. But what Lord needs? Bhaktya. Bhaktya means he want our heart. This is very important. The heart is what we have to put in our chanting. That means we should feel for the relation with Krishna. Then it will help. Krishna is very happy. Oh, this person is interested in me, and that is actually what we have to prove to him all the time. I am interested in you. Like every time husband has to assure the wife that I love you, once in a day, twice in a day, then the relation continues like that. And for Krishna also, we should, Krishna, I want you, I feel for you. And when we are chanting, uh, we should we should express, "Okay, Krishna, I really want you. I want to be uh, I want to be with you. I want to serve you." And this is actually the meaning of Hare Krishna also mantra, that I want to serve you, I want to please you. And this is what is very important. And uh, there is nobody so merciful, so kind, so loving like Krishna. And there is nobody like that. We get attracted to certain personalities in this world, seeing them. And Krishna is can attract a person all the levels. One level is at a mental level, we get attracted to a person. Oh, this person is so generous, he's so kind. We get attracted. Somebody who is very smart and all, like he's expert in doing things, that will attract our intelligence. But something which attracts our heart, when we see the compassion, the love of a person, that attracts the heart. And Krishna can attract in all three ways. Like in Govardhan Leela, Krishna, when he lifted Govardhan, he showed his power, and that attracted the intelligence. And he showed his how concern and other things, that attracted the mind. And he protected them, so that attracted their heart. And Krishna want to attract all of us in all the ways. And we have to tell him, "Oh Krishna, I want you only." And there is nobody like Krishna. This is another level, to be to express from this heart level, consciously doing. There is one more important thing. Now we have to have a lifestyle also like that. Then only we will be able to chant. If I give priority to my chanting, then I create my lifestyle also like that only. Like uh, I want to develop a relation with Krishna. It is not just at the time of chanting. I want to develop the relation with Krishna whole day. Then how whole day? If we live a life in such a way that I'll be able to chant. Say if I am cooking for Krishna, I have to offer some bhoga to the Lord. Say I'm making some nice sabji and nice chapatis and offering to the Lord. The offering process is maximum 20 minutes. You keep the plate and chant some mantras and keep in front of the Lord 15 minutes. It's a 20 minutes process. But the preparation for that is 2 hours. Now, if I am not attentive in the 2 hours of my making the sabji and chapati, if I burnt it or I didn't add the proper masalas, I didn't make it properly cooked, Then when I bring it in front of the Lord, the offering will be of very low quality. I may say, Arey, I'm chanting mantras properly and I have kept a nice plate, I have kept water, but the item is spoiled because the 2 hours we did not pay attention. Similarly, my chanting is maybe 2 hours in the morning time, but whole day, the 22 hours, how attentive I was in relation with Krishna matters. Say if I spent my day in uh, in very materialistic way, then it is very difficult when I sit for chanting. It will definitely affect the quality of my chanting. That's why we should be very careful how we are living our day. And the greatest uh, 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 we can spoil our chanting is when we spoil our consciousness, and our consciousness gets spoiled many ways. First is when we criticize or hear criticism, and all these news channels, they're completely 100% criticism, so better to avoid because it defiles our consciousness. If we are criticizing anybody, fighting, quarreling, anything that affects our chanting, we should avoid. If you are upset with something, just leave the place, but don't criticize, don't speak or anything which is negative. Why? It is wrong, I should say. It is wrong, we can say, but because it is not helpful for my chanting, I will not do it. Because for me, Krishna is the priority. For me to develop relationship, Krishna is the priority. Because of that, I will not do anything that will affect my chanting. Like one time, I one of the cleaning boy, he he was he did some mistake and I was so upset with him. I was manager in the temple that time, so I shouted on him. And then next day morning, when I sat for chanting, I was getting that thought only. I very heavily shouted on him. And as soon as I saw, somehow he also comes for Mangalarti, and I said, okay, sorry, please forgive. I was a little upset. And then I sat for chanting, and my chanting was good. Then I understood, oh, it's very important. Even if we are uh, defiling our consciousness in this way, it definitely affects our chanting. And this is finding fault, offending. Second is the food, because that directly affects our consciousness. What type of food we are eating, where we are eating, how we are eating, everything affects our chanting. That means every small thing which we are doing, how we are dealing with our family members, and are we in an exploitative mood, always in a mood to enjoy, or we are in a mood to serve? If we are whole day in a mood to serve, when you sit for chanting, the chanting will be like nectar. If we are not like that, then when we sit for chanting, it's like so heavy, and our beadback becomes very heavy, and we say, oh, I have to again chant. And then instead of looking the mala, we always looks for the sakshi mala, how many rounds I have completed. So our all the consciousness will be on the number of rounds only. And this happen. That is the this is another important level. So one is techniques which we are using. Second is to be conscious, but more important is our lifestyle. If we are having a proper lifestyle which is conducive to develop relationship with Krishna, then there is no problem only, because our priority is Krishna in life, because that is my goal. That is a goal actually for human life. That is the priority for all the living entities. And one important, very important thing for all of us is Krishna is more eager to develop relationship with us than we for Krishna. So he is more eager. So when we make an endeavor to go to him, he will create all the facilities. We have to and he will give all the intelligence also. You say how my lifestyle, this situation is like this situation is like this. That does not matter. Krishna knows. He makes all the arrangement because he is more eager that we all come back to him and develop a relationship with him. And this purpose is to develop a relationship. If this is clear, then we will prioritize everything, and Krishna will give proper intelligence. and uh, it is very easy if we are living this lifestyle, and we have to protect our consciousness, then it is very helpful. And one more last thing I want to share is, there are ways of uh, uh, three important ways where we receive our knowledge. Like, say, uh, this is a very big point, but I will just mention, because uh, this is, I like this important, I thought I'll share. Like, say somebody is blind, he cannot be completely happy because something is missing. What is missing? He's missing the knowledge which he receives from his eyes. If somebody is deaf, he will be unhappy because he will lose the knowledge which he is receiving through hearing. That means we need certain knowledge to make ourselves happy. And now, if we are unhappy in life, that means we are lacking certain knowledge. And what is the knowledge that we are lacking? The spiritual knowledge. And that comes three ways. One is by hearing from Shastras, second is from Guru, and another important way is by mantra. Mantra has all knowledge, and especially Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Golokera Premadara Harinama Sankirtana. It has full all the knowledge which we need. If we just chant, we receive knowledge also. The knowledge is revealed by the mantra. Mantra has that potency, and that will make us really very, very happy. So, this is the method to gain knowledge also. So, we should feel inspired. Oh, I'm chanting means I'm getting so much knowledge, and this is going to protect me, save me, and I'll be with Krishna. I'll develop a relation with Krishna. And another reason of unhappiness, which Mara says, which is my favorite, I speak all the time wherever I go, is, say if you have some problem in the stomach, somebody, he will get stomach related diseases. If he has problems in the kidney, he will get kidney related diseases. And if somebody is unhappy, that means his heart is having some problems. His heart is contaminated. And the contamination of heart means this not external heart, the basically mind. So that is, the purification is when we chant. When we chant, we are purifying, and then we become happy. So anytime we are unhappy, I told two reasons. One is we are forgetful of Krishna. We don't have a proper relation with him. And another reason is the contamination of heart. And all these things can be rectified when we sincerely chant. So I will revise what we have discussed till now. First is, when we are chanting, the main thing, the purpose of our chanting is to develop a relationship with Krishna. And relationship is when we are attentive. That means when we are chanting, we need to be very, very attentive, because I want Krishna, I need Krishna, I want to develop a relation with him. If we are inattentive, that is the greatest offense. Second is, we have discussed the different techniques, external technique. uh, the tech is of course I told about how a machine cannot do. That means with the heart we cannot do, machine cannot do, but we have heart, and Krishna want that. And second is external technique. One I gave, the many techniques, one technique I gave is, every round try to hear first 10 mantras. That's all. And if mind is hearing, you say 10 more, 10 more, you can increase like that. And second is is to be uh, to do with consciousness. And then third is to have a lifestyle which is favorable to Krishna conscious. Favorable Krishna consciousness, it should help our chanting. So don't hear any blasphemy. Anybody, even politicians also, we should not hear, because that will affect my chanting. So we can protect ourselves like that. And then the last thing which we discussed is, all the knowledge is there in the holy name. And the reason for our unhappiness is because we are uh, our heart is impure. And the way to purify our heart is when we chant. And when we are chanting, our heart is purified. And all the things is to do ultimately one thing, to chant. And that is our sadhana. That is the strength. That will give so much potency. Many people know that, okay, I have to take to spirituality, I have to do certain things. But what they don't do is they don't do sadhana. If you do sadhana, that will make internally very strong. Our mind will be able to face all the situations. We will remain happy, and much more can be achieved. And that strong mind, strong buddhi can be achieved when we sincerely chant Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And this is the only thing that will come with us when we are leaving this body. Nothing else will come. How much we have done our sadhana, how much we have practiced. And the practice is not external, the internal practice. The internal practice of chanting the holy name. And many thousands of people come to now, lakhs of people come. They know the philosophy, they understand. But what they don't do the sadhana, the practice. And the practice is chanting, that too attentively, to develop a relation with Krishna. Thank you all very much. Thank you. Very grateful for this opportunity. Hare Krishna.
Maybe you can ask any questions if anybody has any questions.
Mataji, can I go ahead?
Yes, please.
Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, this point which you made, where you said that we need to concentrate on increasing or understanding our relationship with Krishna, and then Krishna will definitely take care of everything else in life. But it so happens that our consciousness is so selfish that we think that because Krishna is going to take care, that is why I should chant. So how to come out of this selfish motive of chanting?
Yeah. Prahlad Maharaj says, Nate vidu swartha gatim hi Vishnu. Our real selfishness is Krishna only. Who are devotees, na, they are most selfish in one because they want Krishna. And it does not matter. If you have that motivation also, na, akama sarva kama moksha udardi. If you come to Krishna for any reason, all other things will automatically go away because Krishna is so attractive. You will get attracted to him. You will forget all other motivations. Even if you feel that, okay, I'll be free from my suffering, I'll go to Krishna. I'll be benefited if I go to Krishna. No problem. Most important thing is be attentive. That is important. So attentively you chant all other things, because when I joined, my motivation is I am not happy in this life. Next life I will be very happy. So what should I do? I should do nice pious activity, and best pious activity is serving the Lord. So I joined temple so that I'll be happy next life, not this life also. But after coming, I understood, oh, this is not actually. I want Krishna only, and that is what. So even if you feel it is selfish, no problem. But when you are chanting, you be attentive, and then the other things will be taken care. Krishna will see that whatever is not needed, it will go away, and whatever is needed, it will remain, and the holy name will remain. And holy name is will give all the knowledge, all the intelligence. That selfish motive is not a problem. You can, but you with intensity you have to chant. Clear, Ru? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thanks a lot for giving such a nice, practical, with important points, practicable points, how we can improve our chanting. You know, one of the important things, I would say, one of the most important things is to avoid offenses, and of that, most difficult offense to avoid in a devotee community is the first offense. You know, and before or after chanting, when we recite this, we realize that how important it is, how important it is to avoid that. Uh, you know, who have spent significant part of your life living in the community, living with devotees. You said, you gave one example of how being a manager, you know, you have to really take care of things, and that was impacting. Any other you know, tips you would like to share which can help us?
This is actually the most dangerous route to find fault with devotees and offend them. That will definitely, and that is Krishna does not like only that. It left so much affect our chanting, and this I have so much experience. And whenever I had some issues, I first resolve it, then only we can sit for chanting. Otherwise, just it's we cannot chant. And we need not hear, uh, because all want to come to Krishna, and we will find fault in everyone because we are also full of fault. That's why we see faults. And what is the best thing is, if you did not like some behavior, something, you just avoid that situation so that you don't find fault. Say I have some issues, some devotees come to me and say, Prabhuji, my temple, this is a problem, that is a problem. I said, you go and open your own center. Don't stay here and criticize the person. You'll only degrade. If you stay far, now you'll appreciate the person. Oh, he was so nice. You will meet once in a while and you appreciate them, and in that way you will make progress. Instead of staying and criticizing, better you keep distance and appreciate. Of course, this is not for everyone. For some cases, that is applicable also. The point is, for us, the Prabhu, Krishna's relationship is very important. So we have to very much take care. Like any senior devotee, so many people will come and try to speak. We should not hear first of all. We say, Prabhuji, I am not in a position, I cannot do anything. Even if I hear also, it will only contaminate my consciousness. Better don't tell anything about it. And if you have anything good to tell about him, then only you tell. And I have seen some senior maharajas, if you are not in a position to digest or in a position, don't hear. And if you want to hear, you just hear, Prabhuji, tell something good, and just avoid. You say, Prabhuji, I am fallen soul. Why you want to tell all these things to me? Instead of telling no, we just tell, I have a problem, that better don't tell. And even if you want to share, say you have some issues with somebody, don't share with your equals. Share with somebody very mature, will not judge, and in that way you will be free from the problem. So there are many ways like that. But first thing is, don't hear any criticism of any devotee, because it will affect our chanting, and I don't want to hear also. You just be happy, be with good with all the devotees. And we should not feel insecure if they are growing. We should not become envious if they are doing very good devotional service. This is also very important, so that we can chant nicely. And for us, our relation with Krishna is a personal thing. And Krishna sees what you are doing only. He is not comparing, Arey, all your equals are doing better than you. Why are you like this? Krishna will not see like that. So Krishna is a person, is very personal. He is looking at me, my practice of this day. At the end of the day, I should be answerable to him. What did I do for this day? Then he says, oh Krishna, I tried this much. Krishna says, okay, better you continue like this and it's good for you. So in that way, we will be able to not compare ourselves, criticize, and all these things. Not judgmental, not envious, will not feel insecure. All these things will is very much essential for our chanting.
Thank you very much. It helps. Thank you. Is there anyone else who has any question or comment for Prabhuji? Okay, I think so. There's no one. Mataji.
Very thankful to you, Prabhuji, that you agreed to spend some time. And I didn't know that you're still in Govardhan. I thought you've returned. So hopefully we'll connect once you return for the other discussions on.
Oh, I'm not qualified on this. Just some service. Thank you very much, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you.
Hare
Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare Ram.